All right, let's talk about that feeling. You just launched a brand new website, you poured everything into it, and then you ask that one question, the one that makes every creator just a little bit nuts. Well, today, we're going to take that exact frustration and turn it into your website's biggest strength using a killer tool that Google gives you completely free.
Yep, that one. Why is my new website invisible on Google? I mean, I hear this constantly. You do all the work, you get your content out there, and then you go search for it and just crickets. Nothing. It honestly feels like you're just shouting into the void, right? But here's the thing. I promise you there's a really clear reason why this happens, and even better, there's a super clear solution.
Okay, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to get inside Google's head and figure out why news sites are basically invisible. Then I'm going to show you your secret weapon, your own direct line to Google. From there, it's two simple steps. 1, get noticed, and 2, understand your audience. Stick with me, and by the end of this, you'll see exactly how to turn all that confusing data into a serious edge.
All right, let's dive into that first part. To really fix this problem, we've got to understand who we're dealing with. And that means we need to see the internet the way Google sees it.
And this right here, this is the core of the issue. You see, you're on one side, and your goal is simple. Get my news site indexed and seen like yesterday. But on the other side, you've got Google, and their goal, to protect literally billions of people from spam and just plain awful content. So they have to be cautious. Think about it. Spammers are smart. They can build a totally normal-looking site, get it indexed, and then, poof, they flip a switch, and now it's pushing malware or just total junk. Google is fighting that battle 24/7.
So, because of that caution, you're facing 3 big hurdles right out of the gate. Number 1, you have zero trust. To Google, you're a complete nobody. Number 2, there are no signals pointing your way. No other websites are linking to you, nobody is vouching for you. And number 3, because of all that, Google's little search bots give you a tiny crawl budget. That just means they spend almost no time checking you out. So yeah, by default, Google is pretty much ignoring you. So how in the world do you break through all that? How do you build that trust, get those signals? Well, you do it by opening up your very own direct line to Google. And that direct line, it's called Google Search Console. It's totally free, and honestly, it's probably the most important tool you can use if you're serious about getting traffic from Google. And don't just think of it as a boring dashboard with a bunch of charts. No. It's your website's command center. It's the place where you can talk directly to Google and say, hey, I'm over here, I'm legit, and this is what my site is all about.
Okay, so let's get our hands dirty. Step 1 is all about getting on the map, making that all-important first handshake with Google.
It's a really simple 3-part process. First, you get that free Search Console account and just prove you own your website. Super easy. Second, you submit what's called a sitemap. Literally, it's like handing Google a map of your entire site and saying, here are all the pages I want you to see. And third, you start building what we call discovery signals.
Now, that third step is so important for a brand new site. You need to create little pathways that Google can follow to find you. It's really simple stuff. Just drop your website link into all your online profiles, your Facebook page, your LinkedIn, even on sites like Reddit and Quora. And look, don't get hung up on the SEO value of these links right now. That's not the point. The goal is just to get your URL out there on established, trusted sites. It sends a tiny but clear signal to Google that says, hey, this site is real and it's connected to the wider web.
Okay, so once you're on Google's radar, the entire game changes. It's not just about being visible anymore. Now it's about understanding who is seeing you and what they do next. We're talking about turning those eyeballs into actual clicks and engagement.
So when you pop open Search Console, you're going to see a few key numbers. The first one is impressions. An impression is just any time your website shows up in someone's search results. That's it. Think of it as pure visibility. How many times your name was on the billboard? But you can't pay the bills with visibility, right? You need clicks. This one's obvious. It's how many times someone saw your link and actually clicked on it to visit your site. This is engagement. This is what matters. And the number that ties these two together is called CTR, or click-through rate. I want you to think of this number as your report card. It tells you how good your page title and description are at getting someone's attention. So if 100 people see your link, that's 100 impressions, but only one person clicks, your CTR is 1%. Now, a high CTR is awesome, but a low one is a signal to Google that maybe your page isn't the best answer for that search. So tweaking your titles to improve your CTR is a huge part of the game.
So what does this actually look like? Well, you get a report just like this one. And this is the magic. It shows you the exact words people are typing into Google to find you.
You can see, okay, for how to change header font, we got over 3,000 impressions and 85 people clicked. This isn't guesswork anymore. This is cold, hard data about what your audience is actually doing.
And this, my friends, is where it all clicks into place. Look, having the data is cool, but using that data to make smart moves, that's how you go from being just another site on the internet to becoming a real authority, an influential voice.
You have to adopt this mindset. When you look at these reports, you're not just looking at numbers on a screen. You are on a treasure hunt. You're looking for opportunities. You're searching for your growing content, those pages that are just starting to bubble up. These are your hidden gems. A little extra polish on these can lead to massive results.
And how massive can the impact be? Check out this number, 268,000. That's how many clicks came from focusing on just one tiny thing, a review snippet. You know those little star ratings you see in the search results? Someone saw in their data that this was working, so they doubled down on it, and boom, an insane amount of traffic. That is the power of listening to your data.
So here's your homework, your action plan. Get into your Search Console. Find that growing content and either make it even better or just create more stuff like it. Hunt down those pages with tons of impressions but a terrible click-through rate. That's a neon sign screaming write a better title. Find out the exact phrases your audience uses and start using them too. And hey, if you're ever wondering about a specific page, just pop it into the URL inspection tool and ask Google directly what's up.
At the end of the day, Google Search Console is so much more than just some technical tool for SEO nerds. It's a direct feedback loop from your audience. It's a story. The data is telling you exactly what people want, what they're searching for, and how they perceive you. The only question is, are you listening?